So we've just planned our day. We've now got a block of time where got no distractions that we can just do on our work. But what is the task that we do first? Well, there's a whole book around this concept that's called Eat Your Frog. Eat a Frog. Eat the Frog. What is it? What's the book called? Eat That Frog. And what it means is that if you've got to eat a frog, then the best time to eat the frog is the first thing in the morning. That means that if you've got a really daunting task, the task that you're procrastinating, which, by the way, is normally one of the tasks that give you the most results, but they're the most boring, normally, you want to eat that frog first thing. In your first block of time, a first block of uninterrupted time, that is the time you've got to eat your frog. You've got to do the worst thing first, because in the morning, you have a lot of willpower, you're well rested, you've just had a nice breakfast. Now is the time that your brain is the most awake. Now is the time that your brain will be able to focus the best. So you want to use that to do the worst task of the day, because if you can go through the rest of the day thinking that you've already gone through the worst thing that you've got to do in the day, then the rest of the day seems easy in comparison, because you've already done the thing that you hate doing, or the thing that's boring. But that's the thing that gets you the most results. And if you've already done that thing, then you start your day off right, and you know that you've done the worst thing that you have to do today, and you've already done it. Now, if you've got 2 frogs that you've got to eat, then you want to eat the biggest one first. If there are 2 things that you've really got to do in that day, then you've got to do the worst one, the one that's going to give you the most results, the most boring one first. You want to do that task first. Then eat the second, slightly smaller frog after you've eaten the first frog. And basically that means that if there's lots of things that you've got to do in the day, you want to organize it so that at the start of the day, in the morning, in the first block of uninterrupted time, which you've planned for in the earlier lesson, that is when you want to do the worst task, the most boring task, the task that you generally find yourself procrastinating. Maybe it's revision, maybe it's working on a boring task, maybe it's writing a blog post. Whatever the case may be, you want to do the worst task first. The task that takes the most mental capacity, the most boring task, the most important task, you want to do that first. Then structure your day from most important to least important. So I record my videos in the start of the day, then I do other things to do with my YouTube channel in the second part of the day, then I do uni work or general housework, and then I do things like email at the very end of the day. Structure it so that you have your worst frogs first and your slightly uglier, slightly more beautiful frogs, slightly less bad frogs later and later and later. That's what you got to do.